thinking about you. You're always on my mind. Ooh, but I can't seem to get you out of my head. 'Cause there's something about you that makes me smile. Don't change, I like the way you make me feel. Something, I don't know the rest. But what's up, y'all? What's up? What it do, booze? I ain't seen y'all in so long. How are y'all today? What's going on? I just wanted to come on here real quick and share a little something with y'all. About how your life will become easier once you do this one thing. And doing this one thing is changing your perspective. But in order to change your perspective about it, you have to look at it from a different space, okay? So if you think your life is hard, if you think everything is happening to you, or if you think like everything is coming up against you or everybody, you got to change that, especially if you're walking with God. You got to change the way that you feel about life, because that is not what life is trying to do. It's not trying to give you lemons just to be sour. Maybe it's trying to give you lemons so you can have the lemonade that you desire, right? Hey, girl, hey. So, if you want the life that you desire, which is an easy life, nobody wants it hard. Everybody wants it simple. They want to go through it. So, I say all of that to say this. This month has been like, ooh-wee, okay? So, this month I had prayed to God and I asked God something, right? I said, God, I need this right here. And he was like, all right, I'm going to give it to you. But right before he gave it to me, he answered the prayer, right? But before he answered the prayer, things started happening. But the way things was happening, normally I would be like, oh, that's the devil. That's the devil doing that. But it was happening in alignment. Like it was things taking place that was preparing me for what was about to come in the process, right? So the steps was already laid in order. The solution was already brought to me before the problem even came. So I knew it was divinely orchestrated by God. And I started thinking about like, oh wow, like I didn't even get in the space of, oh, life is happening to me or nothing like that. But usually we can do that, you know, as people, if we're not paying attention. That's why it's really important in this season to use your spiritual discernment, because you need to know what is of God and what is not of God. Because by that solution coming before the problem even came, it was divinely order, right? God is a God of order, where the devil operates in chaos. Like it'd be a chaotic situation and you don't know no way out of it, even if you're trying to use your spiritual eye. But you still supposed to stand still and allow God to be God in the process, right? So I say all of that to say this. In the last week, it led me into the hospital, y'all. Yes, I had to go to the hospital out of all of this for this month. So I've been in the hospital for a week, right? You know, I'm in there. I'm in here. Look, I'm in here. Okay, I've been in here for a week, and I knew instantly what the mission called for, because I wasn't even supposed to be in a hospital. This started off from a doctor's appointment, okay? And it got pushed over into a whole hospital trip, and it's been a week, okay, y'all? So that's probably why y'all ain't seen that. Well, that's why y'all ain't seen it. That ain't probably why. But through the process, you gotta understand this. When you're not attached to anything or anyone but God, you'll start to understand that you are merely on assignment. I kid you not. So I could have looked at that situation of having to go to the hospital as, why me? But sometimes we got to say, why not me? We want all of these blessings and we want all these things and prayers to be answered. So believe it or not, I was ecstatic about being in the hospital this time because I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that I was on assignment. It wasn't so much about my health, because guess what? Today they said, ain't nothing wrong with you. But we don't see nothing wrong. But we still gonna monitor you, but we don't see nothing wrong. So I knew, and then the way that things were strategically happening when I got here, oh my goodness, it was like, the first day that I was here, I sat and I waited for a room for like 48 hours, literally, okay? But when I got to the room that I was supposed to be in, I had a roommate, right? And I got there like in the wee hours of the morning. How about that evening, okay? I kid you not, that evening, my roommate started choking. She could not catch her breath. It was nothing she could do. She couldn't even push her call button or nothing. I had to go out and literally find, and the crazy part wasn't not one nurse at their desk at the station. Like, I'm literally yelling, trying to help this lady save her life and go back and help her breathe and stuff. Like, soon as I get there, you know, we don't understand the assignments that we be on, but sometimes we gotta go into different places and atmospheres and environments and jobs and things like that because you're on assignment. It's not about us. We make everything about us, and we think so highly of ourselves that we feel like things is happening to us. No, this is how you get your blessing, by being on assignment where you are. That is part of your blessing being fulfilled, or whatever it is that you have coming to you. God has you strategically placed where you are for a reason. He has you strategically placed. Like, I could have been in a room probably before then, but the way he aligned it and had me sit and wait, and then to get in the room on the day that this lady was about to choke. Y'all, and that ain't it. It's been many more things that's just been taking place. And it's like, when you on assignment, you realize that you are either the test or you're being tested, right? Or you can just be a lesson to someone, right? A lady was telling me how she was just so, she was tired of faking it. That's what she said. She was tired of faking it. She wanted to be happy and all of this stuff. And then she was like, I was like, well, why you gotta fake it? Why it can't be real? And so she was like, because of a lot of stuff going on and people just don't understand and they can't see certain things. And I said, so I can't smile and tell you, hey, and you see what's going on the inside that other people really can't see going on with me? Like, people don't know what's going on with me on the inside. And what you want me to do? Sit here and cry and complain? So you could be like, oh my God, that person nag. Oh my goodness, that person always complaining. She always wants sympathy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? So it's either, if you smile, you get ridiculed. If you cry, you get ridiculed. Either way, but they gonna look at you like a crybaby now. Oh my goodness, here come the crybaby. Lord, let's walk away. They heard we'll find something else to do. So it's better to just put a smile on your face. That ain't faking it. Be okay with where you are and what's going on and the reason. We don't understand the reasons why we have to go do things, or things may take place around us or inside of us, but guess what? It's all ordained. Sometimes those things happen so that we can get in certain environments that we normally can't get in, that we normally wouldn't even be around. We think that life's supposed to go a certain way, where it's supposed to be lilies and roses and stuff through a field, but sometimes you gotta go through the trenches, baby. You gotta go through the trenches sometimes. Literally, like, you got to go through the hood parts of life. You know, having to be able to be around different aspects of environments, even in your living. You could have lived, you know, from my living, you could have lived in something as small as a little hut, something as bad as the hood, or you could have been something as nice as the suburbs. You could have been anywhere, right? But until you change your perspective that sometimes you just gotta go walking through those valleys of the shadows of death. But you ain't supposed to fear no evil because God is with you. And God has you on assignment. And the assignment is for you to be able to help bring somebody else to God. Maybe the assignment that you're on is to be able to give somebody another chance because they prayed and asked for something and you are supposed to deliver the message. Or you're supposed to be the vessel that teaches this person something because God knows your heart. God knows what you will and won't do, so he puts you in places where it's dark because you are the light. But you are very much so needed in dark places, so you're on assignment. Change your thinking to understand that this is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. And in the process, you get blessed. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And so if it's few laborers, right, and it's a lot of harvest, and it's a lot of darkness going on, if the darkness is overtaking the light, then guess what's going to happen? You may be called to more assignments than normal because the laborers are few. It's not a lot of people out there willing to go in the field. It's not a lot of people that's willing to walk with God. Because, see, once you decide to dedicate your life to God and you got to give up everything and you feel like you hit rock bottom, most people stop right there and say, I can't take it. But if you're willing to go through the trenches with God and you really ready to go through that process where you lose everything and before you gain it all back, you are being tested like never before and you wonder why you going through something but you out here being able to be a blessing or speaking something or life into other people, it's because you're on an assignment. It's because you are on an assignment for God. And that's something right there that you should praise God for every single day because we don't know why or what the reason is. But if you spiritually are paying attention, you can see the subtle signs of God's work being done in your life. You can see the subtle pieces of the puzzle that's coming together to make up the whole puzzle. It's inch by inch, little by little. That's my new word now, little by little. Because the lady life that I saved, she said little by little. She's so sweet. And that's how we've been having to talk to her little by little because she tried to overdo everything. She try to walk fast and she'll be done fail. She'll try to eat fast and be done choke. She try to do it. So we say it to each other little by little. Just pay attention to the little signs in life. Yes. Pay attention to the things that are unseen because those are the things that God is revealing in secret to you as he begins to bless you. But he needs you to be that vessel in those dark places where you may feel uncomfortable. And when your assignment is done in them dark places, time to go. When your assignment is done in that dark job, time to go. And if you're not ready to go and leave that job when God calls you to leave that job, then guess what's going to happen? You might get fired. You might get fired. I ain't laughing at nobody. I kid you not because I've been through it. I know. When I wasn't ready to leave my job, he was like, oh, you going to leave it today? Okay, this is what's going to happen now. I don't want to say it on here, but you know, the 2020, y'all. And then all of that just, it all spiraled out of control. And then when they say it's time to go back to work, I'm like, because I got to see people because I was in human resources, right? So I had to interview people. I had to orientate people. I ain't want to be running people. But God made a way. He answered my prayers. And it looked like chaos, but it was really for my good. It was really destruction to reconstruct, right? We're tired of surviving. We're tired of living in this struggle life of thinking that everything is hard. Life is easy, baby. Especially if you're a builder, if you get your mind into a mindset of builder mode, you're the architect. You build the design of your life that you want. You create your own reality by the thoughts that you think in your head. If you perceive that everything is bad, guess what? You're going to attract more bad. If you perceive that everything is good and that you understand I'm on an assignment and I have nothing to do with it, but I'm just the vessel, the go-between that God is using to test another person to see how they will respond to God in the flesh. then life will bring you more good. And it will bring you more situations like that because you're going to get the blessing out of it. Why? Because the harvest is plentiful, baby. Oh, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So when you're really ready to say, God, I will surrender to your will, whatever your will is. You got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to be willing to be in certain places. And listen, this whole week has been, I mean, when I tell you every single day, it's been something. And I don't mean just one thing. It's been a couple times, okay? But it's been a learning experience for me as well because as I got time to sit here and reflect, I got time to reflect on what exactly each experience that I had to process it. I got a chance to process it. But when you're in the everyday world out there, you're living life and you're going through life and you steady got things going on and now, time to do something else, time to do something else. You don't have time to reflect. And reflection is exactly what you need to do to be able to understand, hey, let me remove myself out of that. I made a mistake and I responded wrong, or I may have acted in anger with that person when I should have just stayed quiet because I'm on an assignment. I'm just a vessel. That person may have gotten nasty with you, but you didn't have to say anything because you're on an assignment, and that's the test and the judgment that has to be called on that person, okay? That's the spiritual whooping, okay? That person has to receive. So you just knowing that you're a vessel, no matter who may come up against you, no matter who may be there for you, whether it's good, bad, or indifference, the experiences that you have is all an assignment as part of your journey. The prayers that you're answering, he said, okay, you want this prayer answered? Okay, while you getting in alignment, I need you to go over here and I need you to do this job for me. I need you to go over here to these dark places and I need you to shed the light in those places because I'm going to give them one more chance. Maybe somebody prayed for them and said, Lord, give them one more chance, give them grace. And then you give them one more grace and then they look at you like, They look at you awkward because they don't know who you are. And baby, I'm going to tell you something right now. You can have a doctor that think he all that, right? And he may be having so much pride, and that may be his call to say, okay, I'm gonna try it again. And a doctor be coming in there and they look at you just based off of your skin color, or they look at you based off of a certain thing, and guess what happened? The judgment comes. But if that doctor come in there and they humble, because what they say, you know how in the Bible the rich man didn't want to give to the poor? They look at the stank face. So when you encounter people who give you that stank face, you don't know who God is calling in this season. Everybody, you, me, everybody got to be very careful of how you treat people. Because you don't know if you are entertaining angels unaware. And I'm going to tell you why I say this, because right before I went into the hospital, I was having a conversation, and it made me think back on a time when I had entertained an angel unaware, and it was just so weird to me. I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't even I still can't wrap my mind around like that situation. But I'll share it with y'all real quick. So, about 10 years ago, right? About 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It don't matter when it was. But so one day I was standing in Burger King line, right? Inside the Burger King. And I was ordering food for me and my kids. And this man came up behind me. Old man, he came up behind me and he just started talking, small talk in the line while you waiting. And then I started ordering my food. And me and the kids went and sat down and we started eating our food, right? So the old man comes over and sit by us at a table right by us, right? He's just talking. And I said, okay, well, it was nice to meet you. He said, wait, I don't know how to get home. Okay. You don't know how to get home? Do you know your address? He said, no. I said, well, how did you get here? He said, I caught the bus. I said, well, how did you know to come here? He said, well, I got dementia. I can't remember. I said, would you ride in the bus and you out by yourself and you got dementia? And then you knew to get burger. Who let you out like this? You don't have a guardian that will have control over you to make sure that nothing happens to you? I'm confused. So I said, well, what do you want me to do, sir? I don't mind helping you, but I'm getting nervous now at this point because, hey, I'm a woman. I got these kids, and this man is, even though he was old, this man could do anything, right? So, y'all, it's me being hood. I'm like, all right, I'll take you home if you can figure out where you live. I don't know what's going on, but Lord, I started praying to God like never before, y'all. I told my oldest son, I said, listen, if that man do anything, I want y'all to sit in the back. I'm going to let him sit in the front. I want y'all to grab him, put him in the chokehold, and whoop. Get him if he try anything, right? So the kids in the back, they ready to go. They got their little stuff out there, and they with the boom, boom. But the man didn't never do nothing. And the crazy part about that story is this: when that man got in the car, I said, "Okay, where are we going, sir? Cause I don't know you from a can of paint." And the man didn't know his address, but he pointed me all the way to his house, or to this place, apartment, right? He pointed me to this place, and I was scared and I was praying because I really wanted to help this man, but I ain't know this man, and I felt bad. Like, I don't want nobody, even if it was my family, I wouldn't want them out there lost and messed up, and nobody's helping them if they in a situation with dementia. You know, if it was, the story was true or what have you. But he guides me all the way to this driveway of this parking lot. The parking lot is so small. It's a little building, a little apartment building, like a little 4 or 8 suiter, right? It's like a small building. And so I go behind the building. He said, go to the back door. So I go to the back door, and I begin to turn the car around when I pull it out. Now, he walking slow as molasses, okay? He about walk about the tortoise, not the turtle. He walk like the tortoise, okay? That's the slowest one, whatever the slowest one is. He walked like hell. So while he walking slow, getting out the car, it taking time and all of that stuff. It only take me a few seconds to whoop, whoop, whip it back and bag it up and come on, turn around real quick, right in his face, because I just did like a little wide little U-turn. I turn around, this man disappeared. You ain't had time to make it all the way up to them stairs in that building the way you was walking slow. Like, what? Where'd he go? He ain't say bye, nothing. Like, he ain't what? The man just disappeared in thin air, and I'm like, what in the world was that? You don't know where you live, but you guided me here, and then you disappeared. Was that a test to see how I was going to act? And that, from that day, I realized, like, you could be entertaining angels unaware, and you don't even know it. You don't know why, and you don't know what the reason is, but the test is coming to you just to test your heart. God brings people like that to you to test your heart. He'll bring a homeless person to you to test your heart, to see how you'll respond to one of his people, because you don't know who is of God and who ain't of God, because everybody that's sitting in a white dress, they may have a black heart, okay? And so don't look at everybody just off of what they wear and what they say out their mouth. You got people that's walking with God that don't look nothing like what we think they should look like. They look like you and me. So we got to realize that people of God can come in all shapes, forms, fashions, and everything. Because a lot of people that's in the low places, they trust in God. They dependent on God. They leaning on God. When people get money, they tend to forget about God. They tend to have pride and haughty, and they have self-reflection. I did this. I'm self-made. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful of who you entertaining. And that's why when you're on assignment for God, you have to treat everybody the same, no matter what. Because you may be the very person that God is using to bring judgment on somebody, or it may be your time to be tested because you say that you want that what you want. You feel what I'm saying? He said, facts, you got fired. Oh my goodness. How you get fired? It must have been time to go. You feel what I'm saying? That must have been your time to go. God said, okay, I had you here for a season. It's time for you to go. It's time to move to the next place. You on the next assignment, whatever it is. Whether it's a time for you to be at home or a time for you to go to another job. Or maybe God is calling you out of the workplace altogether and He calling you to do your own thing. You know inside of you what is God is calling you to. But you got to come from a place where you understand that God has given me a Garden of Eden experience, an easy life. He created me to walk and be at ease. And anything that you want or need in life, you can go to Him and ask Him. He'll give it to you. All you have to do is be an obedient follower of Christ. You are one of His own. You are a child of God. So don't ever think that you are walking in lack. Don't ever think that you have lack just because of what it may look like on the outside, because you are a powerful spiritual being. You have everything that you want, and you can call it down into this atmosphere as you want to be. So there should be no reason ever that somebody should say, her life is hard. Things is hard in life. People are mean. No, you are on assignment for God. Okay. Yeah, about 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, thank you. So that's what I wanted to say to y'all. That's my doctor. She just came in. So she said she want me to get some more meds. They're trying to make me in la la land, okay? So y'all gonna reflect on things that happen in your life or that may have happened this week to understand that, you know, God is have you on assignment. That's it. And because the laborers are few, it may just seem like that you got more assignments than usual, okay? You may just have to go in many different places because everybody not willing to keep walking with God after they go through the losses. They like, hold on, I ain't used to this because see, the devil will bless you up front. He'll bless you up front, give you everything you want. As soon as you switch on it, he'll snatch it all back from you. But God gonna make you work for it because he want to test your heart and make sure that you're loyal to him because he know how it is. Because once you get that money or whatever it is that you would desire, that lifestyle or what have you, most people walk away from God and they become prideful. But you know, pride always comes before the fall. So God just want to test your obedience. He wants to know how real and genuine you are with him. How much are you willing to do for him? And I promise you in the process, you will be blessed because you're being a blessing to the kingdom of God. You are saving souls. You are bringing people, leading people to Christ just by being who you are, just by the smile that's on your face. You are representing God in the physical form just by speaking to somebody because people don't normally speak. Just by saying, how's your day, and mean it. People say, how you doing, and don't mean it. You could be like, fine. Oh, okay, then they go on to what they want. They say, hey, how you doing? They don't mean how you doing. They just want to say that because that's the normal thing to say. That's a societal thing to say. But in the process, you make sure that what you're doing is being obedient to God and you're coming from a sincere place because everything that you do, God is testing your heart as well. He's testing you to see how faithful you are because he wants to add more unto you, right? He wants to give you more. To whom much is given, much is required. So once you realize that you are required to do more because you want more and you deserve more in life, baby, life becomes easy. Life becomes grand at that point. And you can look and say, all right, what's the next assignment? Okay, well, I'm next. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? That's how you gotta do. All right, what's the next assignment? Where we going next? All right, time to go. We done here. Ain't no need to get upset because some job fired you. God had put me here for a reason because maybe he wanted to call judgment to the job, and guess what? The whole company shut down. You don't know how God operates. Trust you me, but just look back over your life of how you was put in situations that was dark places and when you made it out without a safe because guess what? God didn't want you to get touched once he brought his wrath down upon the place, right? He didn't want you to get scathed or touched. Sometimes you got to get away. When he tell you to move because the judgment is coming, you better move out the way. You better go on and move because you'll be caught up in it. You'll get some residue on you. And that's part of being obedient to God because it's better than sacrifice. That's right. Not my will, but God's will be done. So I love y'all. I just wanted to leave that with y'all today. Y'all listen, stay on assignment for God. God is going to bless you. He is blessing you. He's always blessed you. And the thing is guess what? You will be living an easier life. Once you change your perspective, everything around you will come to you and would appear easy. It's no longer hard because why? You changing your perspective about life, what's going on in life, and whose world this really is. This is God's world, all right? He the one that control, and he the one that control everything. Ain't nobody stronger than him. So stop making the devil bigger than him. Oh my goodness, the devil this. Oh no, the devil. No, let's start talking about how powerful God is. How God made everything, including the devil. Okay? God made everything, so he has full total control no matter what deception. See, the devil is a mock. He's a mockery of what God does, right? He copied What everything God do. He don't create, he copies. You ever see somebody where you go out and you do something, you become a trendsetter on something, and then somebody you know around you, they just gotta go copy everything you do. They follow your lead. That's how it is with God. The devil wants to follow his lead. He don't know what to do next until God make a move because he don't know how to create. And so you need to treat that as God as such where he is greater than any and everything in this world. God is greater than all. And God is not going to let your foot stumble. He has you on an assignment because he knows that you are a faithful servant and the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And you, baby, you willing to keep going on. You willing to wipe the dust off your feet from wherever place left you hanging, whatever job left you or fired you. He is willing to put you in a position to move you forward and still bless you in spite of. While everybody, it's the story of the underdog, y'all. It's the story of where the what is it? The underdog wins, the phoenix, okay? It might look, the return, what they say, return of the nerds, the vengeance of the nerds, whatever it is. Y'all listen, it might look like it in the beginning, but he who laughs last, laughs the hardest, right? He who laughs last, laughs the hardest, however it goes. But you know, make your life easier by changing your perspective. Put yourself in a different headspace and say, life is great. I work for the Lord, okay? I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't going to touch a hair on your head, okay? You're just there being a vessel to learn a lesson for yourself and to be a test for somebody else. So stay on assignment, y'all. I love y'all. Until next time, let's grow.